I say, Monkey, it's been awfully quiet around the valley recently, hasn't it?
Yes, Teddy, we haven't had a case in months. While it's nice that there's no crime and everything, we're going to need some business pretty soon or we'll have to shut up shop.
Gosh, Monkey, that sounds like the telephone. Maybe that's some business finally. Hello? Child's gone missing. At old Mr Dowbiggin's place. Okay, we'll be right there.
That sounds exciting, Teddy. What's happening?
Missing child at Mr Dowbiggin's place. It's little Henry. He's disappeared. We'd better take the 8:45 train immediately, Monkey.
Let's go, Teddy, quickly. Awfully good of you to come at such short notice, Detective Teddy and Monkey.
Well, this sounds like a very serious matter, Mr Dowbiggin. We came as fast as we could.
It's too terrible. Our son Henry, he's just disappeared. Yes, please, Teddy, we really appreciate your assistance. Anything you can do, anything at all. When did you last see little Henry, Mr. and Mrs. Killian? Oh, gosh, when was it exactly, Frank? It was 2 days ago in the evening. We didn't notice at first because Henry often goes for long walks in the garden by himself. And then there was all the kerfuffle with the new automated assistant robot arriving.
Automated assistant robot? What's that, if I may ask? I'm not very technological, you know. Ho, 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 ho.
It's a new invention of mine. Since I'm disabled, it's very useful to have a bit of extra help around the place. Oh, look, here he comes now. Here it comes, I mean. Please bring our guests some coffee and biscuits. It really is an awfully splendid machine, this. I'm terribly proud of it.
Do you see anyone suspicious on the night that Henry disappeared, Mr. and Mrs. Killian?
Well, that's just the thing, old chap. We did see someone, you know, down at the bottom of the garden, that awful Mr. Snipe sneaking around again. Yes, what a horrible character he is. Mr. Snipe, eh? What can you tell us about him? Ah, Mr. Snipe. There were awful rumours about terrible things he did during the war, you know. Sensitive matter, I'm sure, but can you elaborate? I'd really rather not, you know. Terrible stories.
It may be very helpful in finding Henry.
Well, you know, we had some of these poor children up from the city during the war. 3 of them went to go swimming in the lake, and unfortunately none of them came back. All found drowned. The suspicious thing was, there were several reports by different people of sightings of Mr. Snipe sneaking away from the lake on that same day. Nothing was ever proved, of course, but some of the villagers, you know, all seemed very suspicious at the time. Mr. Snipe's been a bit of an outsider ever since. Oh, he's an awful man. He gives me the shivers.
What do you think, Monkey? I think this is our first lead. We'd better go and have a word with this Mr. Snipe.
Yes, Teddy. Sounds like we've got something concrete to go on at last. Well, Monkey, according to Mr. Dowbiggin, Mr. Snipe lives at the end of this alley. Let's see if we can find him. Gosh, Teddy, what sort of a person would live in these conditions?
My goodness, Teddy. What a filthy mess. Hello? Is anyone home?
Looking for me?
Mr. Snipe, I presume?
The very same. What brings you to my humble abode? But please, I'm forgetting my manners. Take a seat.
Well, we would, but there aren't any chairs.
Yeah, the ground's good enough for the likes of you.
Ah, I see your reputation is richly deserved, Mr. Snipe.
We're looking for a little boy named Henry. Henry, eh? Yeah, I know Henry. Useless little brat that he is. Well, that seems a little harsh. He's only 7 years old, after all.
The Killians, his parents, said they saw you snooping around their garden the night he disappeared.
Snooping, eh? Yeah, more like keeping an eye out. There's more to that house than meets the eye, you know.
Tell us about the 3 boys who disappeared back during the war.
That old story again, eh? Yeah, everyone thinks I did it. And maybe I did, eh?
But I'll tell you what, those boys went missing near Dowbiggin Industries. Try putting two and two together, eh?
Dowbiggin, eh? Now there's a familiar name.
Yeah, people always say they saw me down by the lake. Well, it's true they did, but you know what? I was keeping an eye then, and I'm keeping an eye now on the same person, if you know what I mean.
Are you implying Mr Dowbiggin was involved in some way?
Dowbiggin, him and his automated assistant research. He's been at that since the war, you know. You know what people tend to forget? My own son went missing too, you know. I suppose that's my fault too.
Your son went missing? When was that?
Just before the other three boys. He was an errand boy, you know. Went up to Dowbiggin Industries to drop something off. Never came back. Everyone said he'd ran away because I was such a terrible parent. But I know the truth.
I see. Well, thank you, Mr Snipe. You've certainly given us a lot to think about.
Yeah, thinking never did anyone any good. I prefer drinking myself. Actually, that's a pretty good idea. Clear out, I've got things to do.
Thank you, Mr Snipe. We shan't take up any more of your valuable time.
Come on, monkey, let's go.
And none too soon, Teddy. Let's get out of here.
Well, what do you think, monkey?
I think we need to have a word with Mr Dowbiggin, Teddy.
Yes, I think you're right. I think we'd better get back there as soon as we can.
What? Henry? Is that you, Henry? Henry? Henry, where are you? I can hear you. I'm coming for you, Henry. Stay where you are. I'm coming. Stay where you are. What? What's that? What am I hearing? That sounds like... What is that sound? What? Oh, it's you. Oh, don't do that. Oh, stop. No, stop! What's going on? What? Why am I tied to this chair? Where am I? Why is it so dark? Henry? Mr Dowbiggin? Somebody please help! Oh, is that... Oh, Mr Dowbiggin. Oh, thank heavens. Please, your automated assistant went crazy. It's tied me up. Please help me. Yes, Mrs Killian. I'm terribly sorry about this inconvenience. Please, Mr Dowbiggin, let me go. Help me out. Yes, I'm afraid that won't be possible. See, you seem to have stumbled upon my little secret. Secret? What secret? My goodness, Mr Dowbiggin. I thought you couldn't walk. What's going on? Yes, Mrs Killian, that's right. I can walk. How else do you think I captured your son? What? You captured my son? But why? Why would you do such a dastardly thing? Well, Mrs Killian, I'm not disabled. I'm just phenomenally lazy. I designed my automated assistant so that I would never have to do anything for myself again. But that kind of computing power requires remarkable intelligence. The intelligence one can only find in the human brain. What are you saying, Mr Dowbiggin? I stole the energy from Henry's brain and routed it into the automated assistant so that it could have all the processing power to make sure I never had to get out of bed again. Whoa! Henry, my poor Henry! Yes, and now, Mrs Killian, you'll get to meet Henry and the automated assistant one last time as they bring your life to an end. My dear Henry, what have they done to you? Don't hurt me, Henry. Don't you recognize your own mother? Please, Henry, no, I beg you. Please, Mr Dowbiggin, no!
Dowbiggin, we know you're behind all this. You killed Mr Snipe's son and the 3 children down by the lake. All as part of your research. Then you spent years framing Mr Snipe. A very convenient scapegoat he was, too.
Ah, Detective Teddy, so you finally figured it out. I wondered if you'd ever get there, but it's too late, unfortunately. By joining my mind with the mind of the automated assistant and what little is left of Henry's mind, I'll have enough energy to destroy you, Monkey, and Mrs. Killian. Then there'll be no one to stop my plans.
Quick, Monkey, reverse the polarity on the machine like we discussed.
I'm on it, Teddy. Monkey, what are you doing? Don't press that button. It'll end in disaster. Beep. What have you done, Monkey? You've reversed the polarity. Our minds are going to get swapped back. No! Quick, turn it off. Somebody turn it off. My mind, what's happening? I can feel it seeping into the automated assistant machine. My brain, it's fading into the machine. I am the Dowbiggin automated assistant, now known as the Dowbiggin bot.
Mother, where am I? What's happening? Why are you tied up?
I'm all right, Mrs. Killian. Yes, I'm fine. Please, check on my Henry.
I'm fine, Mother. Now let's get you untied.
Good heavens, what's happening down here? Dowbiggin, Mrs. Killian, why are you tied up? Henry, is that you?
Oh, yes, Father, it is me.
Well, Teddy, I said I was bored, but I didn't expect that kind of adventure.
Yes, Monkey. What a day we've had. So much excitement.
So what did happen to Mr. Snipe's son and the 3 children down by the lake, Teddy? I just can't get my head around it.
Dowbiggin used his machine to suck out their brain energy to try and power a device that would enable him to never have to do any work again.
Yes, but why did they die while Henry was all right in the end?
Dowbiggin took years to perfect the technology. It's just a shame that having eventually got it right, he decided to use it for evil rather than good. Tell you what, Monkey, why don't you make us both a nice cup of tea?
Oh, Teddy, now I wish I had one of those automated assistants.
Oh, 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 oh.